Whoops. Sorry guys. I'm trying to get it to focus on the nozzle and not the front of the print. And it just seems to want to focus on the front of the print. And I don't care as much about the front of the print. Let's see. It didn't work at all. Okay. Okay, let's try this. There. If I have made you all dizzy, I am so sorry. Let's see if that's staying in focus better. All right, better. Yeah. Very fat lines. This is the Bondtech CHT Core Heating Technology. It's okay, thank you. Core Heating Technology nozzle. They come in 0.6 all the way up to 1.8, and you can get them individually or you can get them in a set. You can get it from Bondtech or from other resellers. I'm in the US and I thought, I don't want buyer's regret and I don't want to get only one, so I got all of them, and I'm really impressed with the 1.8. It's a significant bit of changing in settings. This is on a Prusa Mini. The nice thing to know about this is if you have a 6mm threaded nozzle, it pretty much is just a nozzle swap, and then you need to accommodate settings so that the slicer can tell your printer what you're doing. Now, surprisingly, you don't have to change temperature that much because the volumetric flow here is huge. Even though I'm only moving at 30 millimeters per second, it's just pushing out filament so fast. And in a regular nozzle, you'd have to heat it really high. I'm heating this to 225 degrees, which is impressive because that's just right over the usual top of 220 that you'd have for filament, and it's not complaining at all. And there's some other settings you need to change in your slicer. If you haven't seen these before, I'm going to come in screen here. So this is the little set that you get from Bondtech, and I'm going to flip it over. Of course, the vase is in the way. And the back of the nozzle looks like this, which is what's so different. They've drilled 3 holes, so as the filament comes down, it is partially melted and then it is sliced in thirds by this little pointy bit in the center. And so now there's so much more surface area to melt the filament, and that's the technology. If you are interested in more information on it, I highly recommend going to CNC Kitchen YouTube channel, Stefan Herrmann. He has an excellent breakdown on how this works. He always does. Yeah, isn't that amazing? I mean, I love his videos because he deep dives. He's just great. And yeah, he got 2 and then he did some tests and drilled one out and wondered if you really needed that central bit or if it would heat just as well. And yeah, so he found out that it looks like this is they're doing this very optimized, more optimized than you would think for just drilling out 3 holes. So yeah, I'm just astounded by how much filament is flowing out, how quickly, and it's just doing it so easily because it's able to heat it. So I'm extremely happy that I got these, and I'm having so much fun with this 1.8. I'm gonna have a hard time going down to some of the smaller ones. But yeah, when I realized that this is on a Prusa Mini, I'm so zoomed in so we can see the filament that may be hard to tell. But this Prusa Mini, and all I did was take off my 0.4mm nozzle, screw this one on, and make some slicer setting changes, and boom. I mean, that's pretty easy. So without having to get a high temperature extruder or high temperature hot end. I have printed with it. I was doing some live streaming on TikTok yesterday because TikTok is just so easy to hop on and turn it on. And I was amazed, like, people will share it around on TikTok, and suddenly there were like 250 people in the stream, and I was like, oh, I guess I better sit here, and they were coming in, and what's happening? What's this? Wow, that's huge. So my knees were sore because I'm sitting on the floor in my print room, and it's in our basement on a concrete slab. So, wait, I just missed a comment. Uh-oh, I don't want to touch the phone. Let me pop in and see. So this is, it's just a Dodecahedron vase, I believe. I've got it linked in the comments. I was looking for something. I was looking for something that was interesting, but not too interesting. I messed around with it. Someone in the live stream yesterday had said, hey, do this model. And it was something with infill, and it was interesting, but it's making Z-hops, and it's moving around, and it's doing retractions. And I didn't have the retractions tuned in, and so it was leaving gaps, and it was printing, but it was not a print that I would really want to keep. So, and then you've got to have the right thing, right? You have to have the right model. Not any model is going to look good in a nozzle this fat. But I also wanted to see this co-extrusion filament. I'm just like, it's just fun. Shocker World. Oh, shockerworld.shop. There you go. Okay. For the nozzles. Yeah, I was trying to remember where I got mine. Oh, Clever. Clever works. I say clever a lot. I like the word clever. I agree. I mean, it's just, and I don't really use a lot of vases. So, I mean, I don't have a lot of flowers around the house, but I just love printing in vase mode. Usually I can find victims for my vases, and someone will say, oh, I love that. And then you all know with 3D printer, you're trying to say, no, please take the model. And they're like, oh, I couldn't possibly take it. And you're like, please take the model, because and then I can print more. Yeah, these are so much fun to watch. Yeah, I had my aunt over before Christmas, and I pulled out some things, and I said, take them all. And I had the hardest time getting her to take them. Maybe I'll just take one. No, I'm getting ready to print lots of things for the holidays, so just help me out. It's a kindness. Anyway, so I ended up printing something here that visually is not, gosh, this focus thing is just, it really wants to focus. It just doesn't seem to me to be focused where I want it to focus. Maybe I'm too zoomed in. Let's see, if I back out some. All right, I'm gonna move. Back out, there we go. Focus is like the bane of getting things just recorded, because I really want it to be, yeah, it just doesn't, is it me or is it not in focus? Hold on, let me go look on the computer. Yeah, I would call this meh. meh on the whole focus thing. Maybe I am zoomed in too much, but I need to get in there. I gotta get close. Let me see if I can get close and back out some. It just wants to focus on the wrong thing. All right. Oh, okay. Oh, thank you. Okay, hold on. Let me catch one comment. Okay. Okay, Harvey Haas. Sorry, I was just catching up on your message. What's the best printer? I think, well, okay, so one thing you can try if you've got, the easiest thing to do if you're having trouble with it is use a raft, because a raft is an interesting way, and you can just do like 3 layers of raft or 2 layers of raft. It's not a lot of filament to waste, but the way a raft is laid down, so this is my first advice to try to get some prints working on your Ender 7, because it could be that it's not like leveling. Oh, hi, Jack Barnes. Use a raft, because the way a raft works is each zigzag that it puts down doesn't touch the last thing. And so if you've got filament that's sort of pushing against each other, sometimes it can come up. A raft will solve a lot of things just to see if you can get some prints running. There's some other things to see if you can get, if your bed is not level and all kinds of stuff like that. There are a lot of good printers out there, and I love the Prusa Mini because for the price, I think it's a really good printer. But there's so many printers out there that print well. That's what I tell a lot of people, is that most printers will print a good model. But boy, it looks like we're getting ready to run into this model. I think I got to zoom out a little bit. Oh, it looks like we're going to run into it. No, we're not. We're not close, but it looks like it. Okay, I'm backing out a little bit. But then it's a matter of what features you get with it. So my favorite printer is the Prusa Mark III, or Prusa MK3S. But that is a more, that's a higher price point. The Prusa Mini, I think for what it does, is a great price point because it has everything, but it has a small build volume, so I'm on it right now. Gosh, what is the best printer? I think the new Ender, oh gosh, somebody on the chat, what is the new Ender? Ender S1? It basically would be like the Ender 3 V3, but they went with a whole different naming scheme. And it has so many features that I tell people to take and add onto their Ender, like to get the BL Touch or the 3D Touch, because that way it takes some of the guessing out of bed leveling. And without that, what's happening is you're adjusting the screws and you're leveling. Is that it? SL, what? Yeah, that's it. I keep forgetting it. But you're adjusting your screws and you're getting your bed level, but your extruder is still treating the surface as though it was flat. If you have a BL Touch or a 3D Touch, then there's going to be information that says, even though it looks flat, that it's going to adjust up and down the Z height to match the surface of your bed. These comments are going so fast, I can't touch this thing. So that one I really love. And then they've added some other features. So that one I think is probably going to be the new one that I'll recommend. My favorite printer is the Prusa Mark III. And it's got a big build volume. And honestly, it's because it's 3D printing easy mode. And I'm lazy. It's also a really nice experience. They've done a really good job making everything function really well together. But the Mini is everything that the Mark III does, I think, just in a smaller configuration, although it is a Bowden setup. But Bowden setup has some advantages over direct drive. We're getting.
Jack is asking.
What did Jack ask?
Explain how the color changes.
Oh, how the color changes? It is the quantum PLA from Matterhackers, or it's the co-extrusion filament that's being sold by a bunch of different companies. So if you are in Europe, you can get the co-extrusion filament from, that I know of, Form Futura, 3D Jake, Plastics with a Z, and Redline. I think those four are selling it. In the US, you can get it from, oh, hello from Denmark. Wait, Denmark, is that right? I'm sorry, my clamp that I'm having to use is blocking the site. Yeah, so in the US, I know that you can get it from Matterhackers as quantum PLA, and they actually have 3 additional colors. This is one of them that I haven't seen before. And so I had to order them. I put a video out today. Joel Telling did a Christmas giveaway on the 24th of December, and they had been listed as available in February, and I think they either got stock in or they were just waiting for his live stream, which totally makes sense because they were a sponsor of that live stream. And he, no, I want to see the back. Come on, I'm raising up. And so those 3 colors became available on the 24th, and I had to order them. So there's a purple pink, a raspberry silver, and this is the raspberry green. So it's just basically 2 filaments smashed together. Oh, yeah, I had oh my gosh, let me tell you what, he is, he's like really nice on his videos and everything, and you wonder, is he really nice like that in person? Yes, he's the real deal. He's just like that in person. He's a lot of fun. We were laughing the whole time. He was funny. He was like, okay, we're gonna get this done. And I said, okay, let's do it. And yeah, we had fun. We just recorded it. And I just told him, he was a mess. And he just laughed the whole time. Oh, hello, Whole Speed. How are you? Yeah, I know. I wondered about that. Would the filament rotate? And it's a good question because it depends on how it's pulling it through your filament path. And I was printing with the co-extrusion filaments on a direct drive. I was printing on my Mark IIIs, the Prusa Mark III's direct drive, and it was staying in place. And this is a Bowden tube, so it's actually going up a decently long path, but it's staying in position. So that's a good sign. And what they've done, the company that's manufacturing this, and I've told people this, that this is the same filament wherever you're getting it. But these companies that are big name companies are putting their brand on it. That means they have confidence it's good quality filament. And I've been printing with it for a bit, and I really like it. They're all silks, and they all print really nicely. So, yeah. They have done a really amazing job of accurately. I would love to see how this is made, because what they've got to have is they have to have 2 hoppers with 2 filament, the pellets, the mixture, and they're melting them, and then they are taking that melted filament and sending it through dyes, and right at the end they're blending them in a way that it comes out very accurately. So we've got accurate overall filament diameter of 1.75 within a tolerance there, and then they have to have accuracy with the blend. So it's impressive. I'm waiting for like tri-color and quad color. I'll buy it. But I have a filament problem. You guys know that. I'm excited. I hope you enjoy it, John. I know it prints really easily. I've also printed it at a decent range too. Yeah, Josh was saying that it prints at just standard temperatures. And I'm not sure if this is just the standard silk and they're green and they just put it together so it would print at standard temperatures. But yeah, it prints easily. I've printed it. You know, you aren't paying attention and you were printing at one temperature and then you print another. You send another model and you don't adjust. Let's see. We may be. I'm gonna move you up. Come on, move you up. And try not to get everybody sick with my motion. That did not work. That did not stay. Sit, stay. Right there. Hold tight. Yeah, I really want to put on like one of the other nozzles, but I'm just too much enjoying this. And I've printed several things and I'm uploading them to PrussiaPrinters.org because of their new, what do they call it? You can get Prussia meters, which I thought was a really neat idea, and you can earn a spool of Prussia mint, but I had never thought about putting my makes up on Prussian printers before, and then I was like, wow, I could get some Prussia meters if I put it up, and then I thought, why have I not been doing this before? I am taking pictures. It's pretty easy, so I'm gonna upload some of these. Okay, what's happening? Yeah, reward system? Yeah, it's really neat. Okay, what size nozzle and layer height? It is definitely chunky. The nozzle is 1.8 millimeters, so it is larger than the filament diameter. The layer height is 1.5 millimeters, and I am moving very slowly because it is a huge volumetric flow. However, the way that this is doing this at a low temperature for this amount of volume of 225 degrees, which, I mean, this is, I need to look at what the volumetric flow is on this so I can tell you, is because I'm using the Bondtech CHT nozzle. Now the CHT stands for Core Heating Technology, and I will show you what they look like. So if you get them, I'm going to bring them in here. You can get them in a set. I got these from Philistruder, or you can get them from a lot of locations and buy individual nozzles. But I'm going to flip it over and you'll see why they're different. So this is what the back looks like. So as, hold on, here comes the model. Whoop, wait a minute. I have to wait for the model to go away. So as the filament comes in, okay, focus. As the filament comes in, it is partially melted and then it splits it in thirds, and there's a little, if I can get it to, there's a little bit in the center, and because it divides it into thirds, it gives it so much more surface area, and it can apply heat to the filament much more evenly, because that's what the problem is, right? You can say, oh, well, I'm printing with a bigger nozzle, and I used to tell people, if you're printing with a 0.8 or 1.0 millimeter nozzle, heat up like 10 degrees higher than you normally would, because you need that additional heat just to heat the filament. So yeah, this is really interesting technology. We talked about this a little earlier, but I know people may have come in. If you are interested in seeing like a deep dive into these CHT nozzles, go to CNC Kitchen, that YouTube channel, and Stefan Herrmann, who is just an amazing guy. If you want to know something about it, and he's done research on it, he has done it deep. He does a full explanation, and he drills them out, and he just does all these tests. He even tried to make his own, and he'll talk about the patents and things related to it. Anyway, yeah, this co-extrusion filament, which is just the general name for it, I am really excited about. Oh, by the way, I found another one. It is, I have heard rumor because I messaged the company owner. So it's a company from China. They sell on Amazon. It's got a bunch of letters, GNVTNTP, right? GNVTNTP. And they sell on Amazon. It's a little hard to find them on Amazon if you're in the US. But I was searching for the filament, and I'm like, wait a minute. These are co-extrusion filaments I haven't seen before. And then I messaged him because he had sent me some filament a while back, And I said, hey, I see you've got co-extrusion filament coming out in February. And he said, no, 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 it should be coming out in a week or two. If you buy it, it'll come soon. And so I have bought that. And this is 4/4 kilos. So instead of getting full kilo or 750 grams, you can get 4 co-extrusion filaments. And they've got some interesting ones, more like a black and a gray and brown. I'm sorry, I'm not looking at the chat. I better check the chat out. Oh, are you printing? Okay, what size are you printing at with John? Oh, 0.4. Oh, the 0.4. Wait a minute, is there a CHT 0.4? I didn't realize that. Oh, okay, okay, so this set that yeah, that would make sense that they would have a 0.4. Can you print like super crazy fast? I wonder how far this model goes. I don't even know how big this model is, I forgot. All right, I'm raising us up. We still have a bit of vase to go. I really want to get closer in, but I might run into it. I also want to be able to see it. Yeah, so I love doing tests. One of the things that, sorry, making you all dizzy. One of the things that I love doing is testing out slicer settings. And if it doesn't work, you know, then you just stop the print and come back. But I am impatient, so I like to see what I can do to print with speed. And one thing I do is I print at the higher end of the temperature range because I can print faster. So I usually print at, oh, you got the Revo. Oh, the CHT. Okay, hold on. I usually print at the higher end. No, focus at the back. Focus at the back. I want to see it coming out. Sorry, I'm talking to the printers. I never do that. That would be just crazy, right? So, yeah. Am I the only one that talks to the printers? Printed Solid. Okay, yeah. So Printed Solid sells them. Matterhackers sells them. I was looking for the full set, which doesn't include the 0.4, but it has the 0.6, 0.8. Let me check them all because I've forgotten 0.6, 0.8, 1.0, 1.4, and 1.8. And I got the set from Filament because that was the only place that I saw it. Now, granted, I was just doing a search around sites I knew. So Filament had a set. Otherwise, you can just get one nozzle. And if you don't plan on using each of those sizes, it's definitely more economical. Because they're expensive. I think it's about $20 for a nozzle. But keep this in mind, if you get a big, fat 1.8 millimeter, 1 millimeter nozzle, you are not going to be able to have a problem unclogging it, right? You can just stick like a toothpick in there and unclog it. That's like huge benefit. Oh, the 0.4 is sold out. Okay. I know I'm really interested in the Revo. I mean, I'm really interested because changing nozzles is a pain. And that whole system that they have is just so exciting looking. I'm also interested to see in action the Prusa XL at some point next year. Because the video they had of it looked really interesting, but I wanted more. I don't need all these vases, but I'm having so much fun printing them. I'm gonna find victims for mine. Maybe I have to start liking flowers. The other thing that I did, this is the first one that I did with more than one base layer because I thought there's no reason from a stability standpoint to put more than one base layer, because you're getting 1.5 millimeters in the base. But it has little holes in it. It just doesn't do a complete coverage job. And so this time I did multiple base layers, which I mean, this has got to be watertight. Yeah, it does look like toothpaste. What is the one? Which toothpaste is it? I don't remember. There's the one with the red, blue, and white. Oh, that's right. We need co-extrusion, tri-extrusion. We need tri-extrusion. I mean, I'm just like a sucker for. That's the thing. I like different filament, and if it's something different, I will hunt it down. Aquafresh. Yes, Aquafresh. I haven't had that in years. Oh my gosh, now I want Aquafresh. Wasn't there a cinnamon one? A cinnamon Aquafresh or something with red in a different flavor? Oh yeah, what was that one? It was not white toothpaste, it was all red. It was like a red gel. My mother wouldn't let me get that one. Yeah, you may be totally right about the water tightness, because I've had a lot of trouble with, like, a lot of people will do 0.4 millimeter nozzle, but they will change the extrusion multiplier or extrusion width and see if they can get it watertight. I have had success with a 1.0 millimeter nozzle, but not often. And this, I think I only did, I don't know if I did 2 or 3 bottom layers. I'll go back and check. Get this focused. So if you, yeah, I like the idea of using this as a cover for whatever. Oh dear, oh my goodness, I dropped you all. Oh no. Oh look. Hold on, hold on. Orientation is locked. Rotate device back. Holy smokes. I am so sorry. Are you all okay? Is everybody okay? Whoa. That was scary. I'm sorry, guys and gals. That was a little embarrassing. Technology. All right, come on in. Okay, close your eyes, close your eyes. I'm gonna get it in a second. Is everybody okay? I'm trying to get it to focus on the back and not just the front. I wanna see it extruding and not be out of focus. Okay, I hope you all aren't too bruised. Astronaut. You all are too nice. Thank you. Yeah, this is a great little phone clip and stand, because it very easily hinge opens and closes, but I'm trying to get it. In a. Oh, you want to pull all the way out? Yeah, let's pull all the way out. Good call. Whoop, that's all the way in. Okay. This is so wobbly though. There we go. Actually, if I do that, can you all zoom in? It's not as fun. Yeah, that's a good point. Oh wait, let's look at this. Let me get the filament in front. Oh, while we're out, I'll show you some other ones I did. Yeah, just look at it. It's just pulling the filament. It's just, oh yeah, so this is going to use 40 meters of filament in an hour, which is crazy. Okay, so yesterday I did this one, and I've been using the co-extrusion filaments. So this is a purple pink, which is really neat. All this is the 1.8. Earlier today, this is with the silver red. I just really like this look. I mean, it's such a neat look. I did try, oh wait, this one's amazing. Hold on. This one I'm like in love with. I'm not giving this one away. So this is the open source. You recognize the open source? If I get it in the right direction, open source logo. Someone took it and made it into a vase. And this, speaking of printed solid, this is Jessie PLA red ice, and it just looks like candy. Oh my gosh. And what a fun vase. And this is another filament that I'm impressed with. So if you like this ice look, or just a really clear look, the Jessie PLA ice is just, it prints that shiny and smooth, and it does so at a whole range of temperatures. It's very easy. Hold on. We'll come back in a little bit. Come back in just a little bit. Wait, I missed the question. I know, I haven't either. I was sitting there looking at it. I just couldn't believe, because I've done a lot of 1 millimeter prints in my time, but not 1.8 millimeter with, because the highest layer height I've ever done on a 1.0 millimeter nozzle is still 0.5 millimeter. So this is 3 times that. I'm just like so. I'm not crazy about this. Let's see here. What is happening? Yeah, I had a question that you all can ask if you've been watching my videos. So, do you all like the unboxings, or is it too much? Because I'm always excited when I get new filament to open it up, even though I haven't had a chance to print with it yet. But are you all like, oh no, not another unboxing? Like, I have filament right now I haven't opened yet because I'm debating on doing an unboxing. Yeah, Jessie PLA. So, okay, Jessie PLA is, the company is Printed Solid, and Jessie PLA is, and I'm not sure, I should probably find out why it's called Jessie PLA, but it's good stuff. Yeah, all the Jessie and they have a whole bunch of colors. The ice filaments have they been out a year? Were they out last Christmas? They've been out a while, but they're great. They're like 5 of them, and they're all great. But all of the Jessie PLA is really good. It's really good quality. And they also, interestingly enough, if you are in the US, this is nice. If you're not in the US, I'm sad about it, but Printed Solid acquired the brand Polyalchemy Elixir, which is one of my favorite filaments, and I originally ordered that. Oh, we're done. Let's back up quick before it. And I originally ordered that from China, I think, and they were not able to sustain the business, and so Printed Solid bought them out. And my question that I don't know is, will it be available through Printed Solid's through the Polyalchemy Elixir resellers worldwide? And I hope so, because I feel like everybody should have access to that filament. It's so wonderful. I mean, I have met very few filaments I don't like, if you can tell from my videos, but that's one is just wonderful. Talk more about the heft. Oh, the heft, how heavy it is. Okay, the heft. This 1 kilo spool weighs a kilo. Let's bring it off. All right, let's do the spin. This actually turned out really neat. Oh, wow, that's just suddenly green. That is much more interesting than I expected this vase would be. Let's look on the inside. Okay, so yeah, it's green there, and then it goes to all pink. Okay, very, very cool. The underside here, it really just smashes it down. And I've got some adherent because I did not want to get 6 inches in and have this thing fail. Okay, I really like this vase. And I have a link in there whose it is. Zoom in on the corners. The corners, which corners? Any corners? Hold on, I gotta get down on the floor. Give me a sec. Okay, so let me move up so we're in the light because we're back out of the light. It's a little junky, and that is because I put a lot of magic goo. Time to check for watertight. Oh, let's see, hold on. Can we see light? I'm not sure if I can see. All right, I'm gonna go check for water tightness. Can you guys hold on? I'll put some models up. We'll put models up. We'll put quantum PLA up so that we know that this is what it was, in case anyone's interested. And I'm gonna go get some water. Quantum, brought to you by Quantum Raspberry Green from Matterhackers. All right, verdict is in. It is not watertight, and it's hard to tell which corners it's coming from. And I'm not overly surprised because I only did 2. Okay, quantum PLA back out. Hold on. How about Prussian Mini? You just go back a little bit. I only did 2 base layers, and so it was leaking. It was leaking from one or more of the corners because unless I had it perfectly straight, I don't think it was leaking from here. So next model is going to be 3 bottom layers, and we'll see if that solves it, because inquiring minds need to know, right? Okay. Hey, thank you all for joining me. I'll be back. I'm gonna do, I can't decide if I should do another quantum PLA. This has been fun. I think I'm gonna do another quantum PLA. Pink and purple? Thank you, Whole Speed. Music on hold. Yeah, we can't have music playing or we'll get a strike, unfortunately. So you guys play your own music and imagine. Happy New Year to you, Jack. I'll see you in the channel.